There's something really satisfying about Easter eggs in games, something either fourth wall breaking or hidden little nods of your explorative skills. Well, here's 8 really hidden Easter eggs you may have missed. The Contra series are side-scrolling run-and-gun styled shoot-em-up games first introduced in 1987. Konami popularized this style of game, with the player traversing from one side of the level to the other, shooting anything and everything that tries to oppose them. The game also featured many power-ups, and as the series progressed, added more and more features. In 1994, Konami released Contra: Hard Corps, the first game in the series to really depart from the preceding games in many ways. First of all, it was the first Contra that didn't use the two main protagonists, Bill Riser and Lance Bean, instead using a new task force known as Hard Corps, which had 4 members. This game had selectable characters, a branching storyline, and multiple possible endings. One ending in particular can be done if you first find a strange man in a top hat. He says, "Hey, you want to make some money in the battle arena?" If you choose to do so, you get transported to a secret room where you have to first fight an Afro robot wearing disco boots and cool shades, attacking you with fish pastries. Once defeated, you then face a giant zombie in a dress pushing a slime baby monster in a pram that's equipped with a turret on the front. Just a normal day for the Hard Corps. Finally, the third opponent is a reality-breaking head monster robot thing that shoots spikes and orbs at you. After this enemy is defeated, you are sent back in time to the Cretaceous period, where you find yourself surrounded by freaking out monkeys and an Apatosaurus that looks thrilled to be there. Cut to several years later, and your character is now the king of the monkeys. In the game Assassin's Creed, you play as an assassin that can perform many feats in the way of parkour or freerunning. You can watch as your character effortlessly leaps between rooftop to rooftop and scale towers with even the littlest of handholds. One particular move is called the Leap of Faith, in which the protagonist leaps back first towards a soft landing, usually in the form of a hay bale. Now, realistically speaking, this is nigh on impossible, especially with the height some of these jumps are done from. And I swear he should dink his head if it weren't for a weird flick your character does at the last second. I mean, look at this. Look, you see it? There. Anyway, this very issue is addressed in the game Witcher 2. Around the 30 minutes into the game, you can stumble across this scene, where a clearly dead guy is laid smushed against the floor next to some hay. Upon the discovery of this body, you hear Geralt, the main protagonist, utter the sentence, "Guess they'll never learn," followed by the player unlocking the assassin ability. Since the new Star Wars film was released in cinemas, I've been trying to catch up and watch all of the Star Wars films from 1 to 6 in that order. So far I've seen the first 2 episodes and it's been great. Some really great race segments, awesome fights, sound designs on point. There's just one aspect that bugs me, something that doesn't feel in tune with the rest of the film. But what was it? Oh yeah, Jar Binks. That's right, I tried to give the film a shot. I've heard nothing but bad things about them, and I didn't want to hate him because everyone else did. I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt, see what all the hate was about. And yes, everyone was right. He's annoying as hell. This is why the Easter egg found in the 2008 game Star Wars: The Force Unleashed was so satisfying to find. Here you see Jar Binks frozen in carbonite. At least that's what I hope. There's no way to be 100% sure. What I do know is that just the sight of this is enough to make me happy to know that this could be his fate. Star Fox is one of the first Nintendo games to feature the popularized 3D graphics in a video game. The game featured an awesome space adventure where you found yourself shooting down enemy ships and doing, yep, a barrel roll. And damn it, I know people are going to correct me, I know it's not really a barrel roll. Anyway, if you've played it, I'm sure you've seen the secret black hole level. However, a level you may not be familiar with is the one called the Outer Dimensional Slot Machine. To get the level, you must go to the hard asteroid belt and destroy a greenish grey asteroid. This releases a giant space bird. You then fly into this bird. Once in the level, you are thrown into a place filled with warping planets with grinning faces on. The next level isn't particularly hard, with your enemies being what appears to be bits of paper, among other things. Then, at the end of the level, you fight a giant slot machine to the theme When Saints Go Marching In. Yep, to beat this boss, you have to keep shooting at the lever and hoping you get 3 sevens. This is completely random and can take a while. When you do finally hit the jackpot, you get a nice cash payout, followed by the ending credits, followed by Tim Eza? Sorry, Ty-ezed? Never mind, you can keep shooting the final The End letters until it is corrected. Silent Hill is best known for its psychological monsters and twisted horror that really gets inside the player's skin. Each aspect of the horror elements was specifically crafted to have some effect on both the main protagonist and the player themselves. Within the world of Silent Hill, it overwhelmingly seems as though there is no way out, with progressively more and more twisted-limbed monsters, and a world that seems to have strict rules against seeing past 3 feet in front of you. This is why one of the endings for Silent Hill 2, more specifically the dog ending, is so out of place for the series. In order to get this ending, the player must either finish the game 3 times with the Leave ending, In Water ending, and the Maria ending, or receive the Rebirth ending in a replay game. Once these conditions are met, the player can find a key in a doghouse. After you view a videotape in room 312, the player can use the key to open the observation room on the 3rd floor in the Nightmare Lakeview Hotel. Once there, the dog ending will play, and your whole experience of Silent Hill 2 can be put to rest knowing your experiences in this godforsaken world has been secretly manipulated by a dog with a headset the whole time. Earth is under attack and at the mercy of an alien race called the Locust, and it is up to Marcus Phoenix and his squad to save the day. Each overly sized person in the team is armed with an overly sized weapon, one of which is paired with an overly excessive chainsaw that acts as the gun's bayonet. As you can tell, this game takes life with excessive amounts. If I offer the game a cup of tea, I wouldn't be surprised if it asked for 12 tea bags and put 10 fistfuls of sugar. One Easter egg in the game is a chicken, more specifically, an oversized chicken with flames coming out of its mouth. Yeah, if the player pokes their head into these pipes and shoots, Marcus will yell, "Hello," down them. After the player finishes shooting down the last pipe, a chicken will pop out and land on the floor in front of you. If you shoot at it, the chicken will become enraged and turn into its final form, giant gold chicken. It'll then chase the player around and relentlessly shoot flames out of its mouth. This is a chicken that not even Rocky Balboa would want to chase. 4, 8, 15, 16, 23, 42. Do you recognize these numbers? If you did, then you passed the test on how awesome you are. Yes, these are the numbers from the 2004 to 2010 series Lost. From what I could gather, the series wasn't massively huge. However, I finished it from start to finish as they were coming out and loved its uniqueness and ambiguity. Now, why is this important? Well, you can find the island from Lost in the game Just Cause 2. The island in question has some of the iconic features from the series. One of this is half of a plane, specifically the back half. Now, you could be thinking, oh, this is just a normal plane crash scene, could be something the developers put in for fun. Well, yes, it could be, if it wasn't for the fact that if you follow where it says search, you can find the iconic hatch from the series. This, and slight spoiler warning for the series, the hatch is surrounded by poppies, and some of the missions involving Japanese troops from World War II. With Saints Row 2 being such an expansive sandbox game, there were bound to be several Easter eggs scattered throughout. There is one Easter egg, however, that really stands out from the rest as just being weird. If the player explores the area around the prison island, you may come across a smaller island that is populated with just a single sign pointing in one direction. If you follow it, you will encounter yet another island with a familiar sign. Keep doing this, and you will eventually find the last arrow. When you do, the island will disappear, leaving you surrounded by these ominous arrows facing you, and a giant bunny doll slowly emerging from the water. This same bunny can be found in Saints Row the 3rd, sitting at a harbour. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this week's list, and if you did, leave a like. And if you want another similar list of interesting things in games, click here for my top 10 disturbing Fallout Vault-Tec experiments. And also, if you enjoy Urban Legends, I've started doing my Urban Legends profiles on this channel, so click here to watch my first one, the El Cocoy, which is basically the Mexican boogeyman.